Free tax filing. Now, I'm going to be honest. For one, I feel like free can be costly. And if you stick around to the end, I'll tell you exactly what I mean. Because at the end of the day, I feel as though this is a data play. Because a lot of people would love to file their taxes at no cost. But they're getting a lot of data, they're understanding a lot of things, and they're processing a lot of information. And it's a data play, in my opinion, to be able to know more about certain individuals who go through the free process. Can it be, beneficial to some? I'm sure it can. I'm sure it's pros to cons with everything. But I want you on the front end to think about it in that way. Because typically when something is free, you are the product. When you think about social media, it's free, but you are the product because of the data that they're collecting and the data that they're able to sell and the ads they're able to sell against your data. That makes it to where it's not free. You pay with your time and your information. So that being said, I want you to think about it from that angle with anything that is free. And that way you have a better understanding of, oh, okay, this is what this is. Even when I give away a free credit class, it's free, but it's in exchange for email address. So that way I can send information that I feel may benefit you in the area of credit. In fact, if you want the free credit class, it should be available somewhere down below. So I want you to think about free in that way. But free can be costly. And I'll tell you exactly why. So this article came from The Hill, and basically it talks about the IRS expands free tax filing program to new states. Are you eligible? So a lot of people want to know if they're eligible, and look into it. If it's something you're still interested in, at least you know before you made the decision. It wasn't like you didn't know. You just chose to do it based on you still knowing, and I'm perfectly fine with that. But at least knowing put you in a position to where you can have some level of understanding of what's going on the back end, so you can look out and do what's best for you based on the information that you have. That's true due diligence. Not looking at just the good, not looking at just the bad, looking at both, weighing out the pros and cons, the options, and saying, you know what, I still want to move forward based on this. So tax season is back again, which means it's time to collect your W-2 and Form 1098, Form 1099s, and start filing. While there are a slew of tax services and professionals that can help you file for a fee, you may qualify to use a new tax filing program from the IRS. Launched last year, Direct File is meant to give you step-by-step assistance and live support, all for free. Initially, the IRS made Direct File available only to government employees in 12 states. So that was the test run. Arizona, Cali, Florida, Massachusetts, Nevada, New Hampshire, New York, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Washington State, and Wyoming. It was later made available to private sector taxpayers. 1. Tax brackets and more are changing for 2024, 2025, what to know. But basically, Direct File is now available in 13 more states. So we got Alaska, Connecticut, Idaho, Illinois, Kansas, Maine, Maryland, New Jersey, New Mexico, North Carolina, Oregon, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. The program also covers more tax situations this year. The IRS explains. In addition to the earned income tax credit, the child tax credit, and credit for other dependents, taxpayers using Direct File will also be able to claim the child independent care credit, the premium tax credit, credit for elderly and disabled, and retirement saving contribution credit. So it's certain credits that they're saying you'll be able to claim for those who use the Direct File. However, usually these credits are still available as long as the person who's preparing your taxes knows they exist. As long as they know they exist, then those same credits should be available. So definitely make sure you get access to some experts who understand how the tax codes work, so they can better use it to your advantage and put you in the best position possible to maximize your tax refund if that's your goal, or lower your tax liability so you're not overpaying or paying in and things of that nature, because it's all about you trying to keep more of your hard-earned money, truth be told. So if you want access to a group of tax experts that don't overcharge you in fees, that understand, know what they're doing, handle all different types of tax situations, it's a link that's available below as well. That way you can take advantage of it, get access to my team of tax experts. Not just my team, it's actually a network of people who have been teaching people about taxes for the past 20 years. So now you have that level of expertise going into your tax preparation. Very important. But check that out. It should be a link down below. Now, available deductions include those for student loan interest and educator expenses, as well as deductions for health savings account and the standard deduction. You see, all of these are available even if you don't use the Direct File, just to kind of, let you know. If you live in one of the eligible states, you can access Direct File online via your phone, laptop, tablet, or desktop computer when it becomes available January 27th. That time has passed, so it should be available. The service also offers a live chat feature in English and in Spanish with assistance from IRS customer service representatives. alternatives. Unfortunately, if you're looking to apply additional credits or deductions or have a more complex filing status, you may not be able to use the direct file program. So this is for basic filing, as I mentioned. And anytime you file basic, many times you're leaving money on the table, which is why I said it can be costly, because if you don't have a tax expert, somebody who understands tax liabilities, understands how you can minimize that, understands the codes and different things that you can use to get the most out of whatever you did that previous year, then it's a chance, a guaranteed chance pretty much, that you're going to leave some money on the table. I don't know if you're like me, but me, I don't like to leave money on the table when it comes to taxes. I love tax deductions. I love being able to minimize tax liabilities. I love understanding that receipts equal cash. And because of it, I use the tax code to my advantage. And I encourage other people to get educated and learn to do that as well. So that being said, this is more so for basic filings, because there may be certain things and deductions that you know, that are more complex that you might not be able to use. Well, if you're going to be limited on what you can actually tap into and use, then free ain't free. You're going to leave money on the table. However, it says you may still qualify for a free tax filing program through the IRS's free file program. The agency has partnered with 8 tax software companies to provide eligible taxpayers, those with an adjusted gross income of $84,000 or less, free federal tax filing services online. So even though you may not be able to do it directly through direct file, they partner with 8 tax software companies to make this possible as well. So, you know, I may do another video to talk about those 8 tax software companies. But remember, it's still centered around data. It's a data play, if you ask me. That's just based on what I know free to be. And if you understand that, then you just make that decision. However, knowing that you can be leaving money on the table should encourage you to consider having a tax expert, even if it does quote unquote cost you. And I say quote unquote due to the fact that it's an investment if they showed you where you were leaving money on the table. So quick example, say it cost you $250 to file your taxes. Well, if they uncovered tax deductions and showed you how you could lower your tax liability by $5,000, $6,000, $10,000, was it worth the investment of $250? Absolutely. Absolutely. So stop looking at cost as something that you want to avoid. Look at it what the return is on whatever it is that you spend. And when you look at it like that, then you look at almost everything like an investment. What am I getting in return? Is it worth more than what I put into it? If that answer is yes, it's worth the invest. That's just how I look at it. So the agency has partnered with 8 tax software, as I already stated, but free file and direct file may not cover your state tax. However, some of the tax software companies involved in free file may offer free state tax preparation and filing. According to the IRS, while the direct file program will guide users to state tools to complete their tax filings, in some cases, direct file may be able to transfer already entered data to the state tax filing tool. So depending on what it is, they may be able to transfer old data, you know, because they've partnered up with other companies, etc. According to the IRS, most tax refunds are issued in less than 21 days. You'll be able to track your refund on the IRS's Where's My Refund tool within 24 hours of e-filing. If you file a paper return, you can expect your refund information to be available after roughly 4 weeks of filing. So what I really want to point out is, yes, there are free things that are available. Yes, they have expanded into multiple states. Yes, they have access to different tax softwares that they partner with. But free may also cost you a fee. Free can be expensive if you realize, wow, I left $10,000 plus in tax deductions on the table. I used to file for free. I used to do everything, you know, is to the best of my ability free. Then when I started learning more and understanding, oh, it's tax codes and tax deductions that I qualify for, then I realized, oh, I can lower my tax liability. And the first time I did, I think I lowered my tax liability by, let's just say, $20,000. And it lowered me into a lower tax bracket and the amount that I would have had to pay in taxes, and it gave me a larger refund legally, just due to the fact that the knowledge going along with it and me positioning myself to where I had expert tax advice versus just filing for free with no knowledge and nobody who had an understanding, positioned me to put more money back into my pocket. And I want the same to be true for you. So this is the in and out. Be sure to check in on the links that I said will be available down below, so that way you can get access to a group of tax experts that can help you get the most out of this tax season and many tax seasons to come. Mr. Smith signing out. Salute.